Hello to everyone. Hello, I'm excited to see all of you. Today will be amazing live stream because we will talk about like it will be interesting live stream because we will watch video about the Fort Mohave, if I'm correct, and battle which happened there. And I hope to find out today a lot of interesting information. But of course, I'm happy to see you. If you are watching this, I think that I'm a little bit too high, or maybe not high. Yes, let's change position of camera a little bit. Maybe not high, but if it will be like this, is it better? I hope that like now it is, or maybe move to this. I hope now. No. Like this. Yeah, I hope now it is good angle, or yes, hope now it is better. But yes, what we will do today basically we will talk about it's kind of, I cannot say that it is historical video, but I believe that one blogger, YouTuber, and he decided to visit some place where this Fort Mohave was located, and yeah, now it is spot. You say that it is too bright, but I cannot make this less. Maybe if I will close by my chair like this and move to this direction. Yes, like this, and I know that it is like this. Yes, maybe if we will do this, changing just angle. Yes, I hope that it will be better now, because I try to make it less light, less bright, I don't know, but it didn't work out well. Okay, and I need to change location here, my light. No? Is it okay? How do you feel now? Is it okay or not? Please leave your comment below. What do you think about this angle? Because it would be nice to see your opinion. Uh, Blue light is a little too bright. Hello, Sam K, to you. Nice to see you, Sam K. Yes, very enjoyable to see you. What we will do today? We will watch video. It will be like entertainment video. And yes, Philips Hue lights are fully controllable, even brightness. Right now I'm not using Philips lights. I'm using ordinary light where you cannot change level of brightness, because actually I was kind of, I don't know, I was today outside and I was thinking that I will do a live stream, but I was not ready completely for the live stream. As a result, maybe that's why we have some issues. Sorry for this inconvenience. But yes, if you, I think that something is telling to me that you know better than I do history, and history of America especially. And every time when I was talking about something, you was correcting me or giving me advices, and you was telling me some interesting facts which I, for example, do not know or have no clue about. And yes, today I hope that this video will be you will find interesting too, not only me, and for you maybe you will find some interesting facts about this Indian reservation, and their how they were calling them tribes, how people how people will live in the way how people will live in. Yes, so that's what I'm hoping for. It's good, Alex, you are doing good. Thank you, Sam K. um, yes, so that's what I'm hoping, that in this one moment. I need to. I went too far from my headset. And yes, today we will try to understand a little bit history behind. But before we will start to do this, as always, I encourage you to do simple thing. It's very simple. You can leave like and you can leave your comments below. It is absolutely free, and yeah, it's quite enjoyable and pleasant for me process when you're supporting in such a way channel Aleks Life. But what can I say? For those who can support more, you can find Amazon wishlist, and you can find PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. And yes, on Amazon I have a lot of interesting books which I want to read, and maybe you can help me with them. But yeah, if we are talking about tribes, I cannot say, as always I am repeating this, that I know history, because I do not know history at all, especially American history. That's one of the things why for me it is always interesting to watch videos where I can find something new for myself. And uh, especially it is interesting when I see that people visiting these historical places, because I believe, and it's not just only my beliefs, but historical places, they have special vibe and energy, like you will not able to find them in other places. Yeah, that's for sure. But what can we do? We can watch, enjoy, try to find much more stuff just by watching this video. Okay, let's go. Where's my, okay, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Side
One moment, I cannot hear this audio. What does it mean?
Track Adventures. This is Steve. Right now I'm in Needles, California, and behind me is the Colorado River and the spot where the National Old Trails Highway crossed the river.
Yeah, now looks like quality of video, I mean audio is working, just my headset not working always. Let's check about. Yes, you would able to hear, I think. You was sorry, you was able to hear this. I didn't hear sound at all. Okay, let's start from the scratch, from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning this video.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sidetrack Adventures. This is Steve. Right now I'm in Needles,
Oh my
California,
god.
and
I didn't show you what I'm trying to watch. I didn't show you screen. How bad from me. It's good that we only now started and I can change this immediately. It is my bad. I will be small little guy here. Here I am. Small guy. Hope that you can see me well too. Yes.
hey everyone, welcome to Sidetrack Adventures. This is Steve. Right now I'm in Needles, California, and behind me is the Colorado River and the spot where the National Old Trails Highway crossed the river. But today we're going to be heading north of here to a different spot where there was once a river crossing, one that caused a war between the United States and the Mohave people and led to the creation of Fort Mohave, where one traveler who passed by in the 1800s remarked, "It might be a nicer summer resort than Fort Yuma or hell."
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't hear this. Um, what was happening between tribes of Mohave and United States of America. I am clueless. Just have some suggestion, but already see now comments in our Eagle community. Sam K, hello to you. Heart to you. Thank you a lot for your support, and I appreciate this that you're here. I see your message, and also I see. Yeah, it's good, Alex. Thank you, Sam K, for your encouraging message. You're fine, Alex. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have no clue. Maybe one day, because I will study. It looks like this in the University of Houston. Something about English. I supposedly must read there more, and probably there will be literature about American history. I don't know. We will find out. But I will not be surprised that one of our lessons, lectures, we will talk about Mohave. Who knows? And it is good to know generally, just even without education, like studying at university. Yes, just to go to good to know. Yeah.
But it's probably hotter than both. Even though we are starting out in Needles, we aren't going to stay here long. We're going to cross over into Arizona and then head north along the Colorado River. Where this bridge is located, there used to be a ferry that would transport cars on the National Old Trails Road across the river. The National Old Trails Road was a highway that stretched from Baltimore, Maryland to Los Angeles, California.
Automobile Club, 1923. You can see. Can you see this? Quite interesting that roads they go from east to south, not from east to west. Somehow they kind of connect in country, east and west coasts. That's what I see. Alex, that is a fascinating history how the US government treated indigenous people. They're too small red in Texas. Thank you. I think that try to understand history is always useful, especially in place where you're living, in order to, yeah, to educate yourself. Thank you, Sam K.
And when the federal highway system was created in 1926, in the western United States, most of the Old Trails Road was incorporated into Route 66.
Routes.
This road here.
Roads. I heard route. Route. That's what I heard how people pronouncing this. But he said routes. Routes to routes. Yes, it's like all the same, but not the same. Yeah.
Here was never part of Route 66, however. A flood destroyed the ferry in 1914, and for a couple years automobiles had to cross the river on a railroad bridge, until the Old Trails Arch Bridge opened in 1916 southeast of here, and that's the path Route 66 would take. This current bridge over the river was built in 1978. Up until the mid-1800s, this area was solely inhabited by the Mohave people. In their language, they are called Pipa Ahamakav, which means the people by the river.
Wow, it sounds beautiful. People by the river. It sounds beautiful, and it makes sense because geography, I mean, water, it is life. A well-known phrase, I think, all around the world. And I think that people, as human beings, always fascinated by water, and to live close to water, it was always something. It is a matter of surviving. You can, I don't know, catch fish there. You can to do these plantation fields by using the water from road, and to use this in basic life. Yeah, we as human beings without water, like, we cannot go so far, and that's why I like how they will calling themselves that the people by the water, by the river. And it makes sense. It all makes sense because it is logical. It's the way how people will live in, I suppose. Even I do not know the way how they will live in, but I already can suggest from the way how they were calling themselves, that it was meaning for them a lot. Like it was style of their living. Yeah. And
The Colorado
mountains.
River was, and is, the center of existence for the Mohave. In their creation story, Ho, the son of the creator, created the river and its plants and animals, and instructed the Mohave on things such as how to farm.
Yeah.
Using the Colorado River to irrigate crops planted along its banks, the Mohave were excellent farmers with well-established villages and a trade network that stretched all the way to the Pacific Ocean. In the 1500s, when Spanish explorers first arrived in the area, the Mohave were the largest concentration of people in the Southwest.
Um, I'm surprised that we can see how deserted area. By deserted, what I mean that here not so many trees, but at the same time you can see river, and that's kind of interesting in my mind. Like usually in my mind, I used to see a river um, and around everywhere trees, like this Amazon, I don't know, forest. Or maybe in Russia they, maybe because I am Russian and I have this association that uh, in taiga, Siberia, usually it is forests, like quite thick forest usually, and they have these rivers. But here it's completely opposite from my understanding. But yeah, it is planet Earth. Welcome, how diverse it can be, and yeah, here not so much shade I see, not so many trees, and it's fascinating. It is.
Let's go ahead and head further up the river. I wanted to stop real quick. We were talking about the Mohave people. Well, in this area, you could find a number of geoglyphs, and right behind me are some really impressive ones. So let's take a look. From the ground, you can hardly tell that something is here, which I think makes these all that much more incredible. But once we can get a look at them from above, the image should really stand out.
Yeah.
Because they are a little hard to notice from the ground, non-natives didn't know these existed until the 1930s. These are thought to be at least 1,000 years old and could date back as far as 900 BC, but no one really knows for sure.
Um, when I was thinking about creating a thumbnail, I was thinking about making image from the internet of this twin they call or siblings, I don't know, like image, and yeah, it is good that he mentioned about this and decided to show in this video, because I was thinking about this actually, and yeah, it was idea in my mind that to create thumbnail with this footage, but I decided to take another picture from the Google, and yeah, it was just another fortress house called place where people were living. Yeah, it's quite interesting and fascinating, and it is more fascinating that nobody knows how these figures appeared. Nobody has a clue. There behind you can find mythology, you can find some suggestions, some kind of different crazy ideas, really different ideas, and all of them can be I don't know, have right to exist. One moment. Oops. Hello to Lisa Marshall. Hello to you. Thank you for your message. Hello, yeah, to you, and I'm always happy for your presence and for your support. One moment, I don't know what is happening with my throat. Yes, but I like this. And one moment. Oh my god, I'm coughing. Just turning off microphone during these moments. But yes, I like this. I like what I see. I like what I see, and let's watch actual video.
The theory is they represent Mastamho, who created the river, and his brother Qatar, who opposed creation. That seems plausible to me,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, there's no way we could ever truly know the intention of the people that created these.
My suggestion, just one of the suggestion, conspiracies, they were always with people as long people exist, and conspiracy can be different, and who knows, just one of the suggestion, maybe people were doing different rituals, and it's the way how people live through time. You can find that different groups of people, usually people who has time for this, and that means that usually it is rich people can be, and they can do some different rituals. um, Maybe they had own gods, like Russian and many Slavic countries, they have own gods. Like you can find Greek mythology, Roman mythology, stuff like this, and they will praying to them. In Russia, they have interesting variety of gods too, Slavic uh, gods, and yeah, probably they have own something that they will like praying, or some kind of gods, or yeah, just one of the suggestion. If you know, if you have own suggestion, please you leave your comments below. If you know for sure, maybe you found some interesting article somewhere, would be also interesting to find out your opinion. Yes, yes, do not forget about likes, and do not forget about comments in our Eagle community. Yeah, it would be really cool. And it looks like so realistic. I mean, human.
We aren't that far from the Colorado River right now, but at the time these were created, the river would have been much larger than it is today, and the area below us would have seen occasional flooding. We've moved due west from the Twins to the Colorado River and had to make a quick stop here. This is where Arizona, California, and Nevada meet. At least in the middle of the river is where the three states meet. That is Arizona on the right side of the screen, Nevada across the river, that's a casino down there. And right in front of us is the Point of Nevada in the middle of the river.
Quite fast stream. I mean, like, it flows, water flows pretty fast. And yeah, it's really fast, and it is really clean. You can see the fish, probably, because I'm sure that you can see. But yeah, on the picture from the top, it was looking not so wide like it looks from the side. But yeah, Yeah, looks freshy water. Yeah,
And on the other side of the river here is California.
California. Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like it is divided, and yeah, where he was standing at those moments. Wow, good, good, good comparison. Wow, I like it. Yes, what I wanted to say, I was thinking about this. Um, I have immediately this suggestion that on the river there were working gold miners, you know. I remember, I can be wrong, that to California a lot of people were moving because they wanted to, mm, how to say, to start new life, and there was opportunities, and one of these opportunity to be a gold miner. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in California where people were going, and as a result gold miners, they were, I don't know, working hard to find this gold in rivers. But again, my knowledge about this not so good. Please leave your comments below. Maybe will be able to look by themselves. In there you can find them. Yes, the California Gold Rush. It was, yes, I remember something. It is good to know. From 1849 to 1855 led to one of the largest migration in U.S. history, with hundreds of thousands of migrants coming to California to find gold in the Sierra Nevada mountains. By 1853, around 250,000 gold miners had arrived, although few struck it rich. Yes, it makes sense that obviously not all of them became rich, and obviously, yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, Lisa Marshall, for sharing the California Gold Rush. Thank you. Um, I just, I'm happy that I remembered something. Yes, it is good already.
We visited the Five Corners of California recently, and a lot of people suggested we had to visit here too. So here you go. We've now arrived at a place that was called Beale's Crossing. Surrounded by harsh deserts,
It is interesting that, yeah, you said this. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing with knowledge. And you said many people died on their journey to California. It is sad. I believe that at those period of time, uh, like people, they were walking on their feet, feet, foot. Yeah, and as a result, considering how hot can be in California, you can die just from lack of water. That's what we are talking about. River, Mohave, the Mohave people, they That's why they were living close to the river, and it makes sense. It makes completely sense.
The Mohave people had been largely isolated from Mexicans and Americans who claimed to own this land. That changed in 1857 when a new federal trail cut right through their territory. In 1857, Lieutenant Edward Fitzgerald Beale accepted an assignment to survey and build a wagon road from Fort Smith, Arkansas, across New Mexico and what would become Arizona, to Los Angeles, California. He was also tasked with testing the viability of using camels for the military. Beale largely followed the path of an earlier expedition, the Sitgreaves expedition, but when he reached the Colorado River here, rather than turning south across the river at Fort Yuma as Sitgreaves had, Beale decided to cross here. Beale swam his camels, horses, and mules across the river and built crude rafts to transport supplies. After completing his journey, Beale recommended to Congress that a military fort be established where he crossed the river, stating, "The Indians living in the rich meadowland."
Why a river is so green? It must be something, some elements must be there why a river is green. It is really green, like my eyes, because my eyes they're green, and here we are. Grass is not so green like river. That's interesting. Maybe because down on the bottom of this river grows some how it's called, not grass, seagrass. I don't know. Have no idea. How this river is called? Nevada? No, I don't remember. Mm, Minerals. Sam K, you said minerals. Yeah, yeah, maybe it is minerals. I was thinking about these grass, sea, I don't know, grass, stuff like this, and seaweed. Yes, thank you, Lisa Marshall, for telling this. Seaweed, seaweed. That's what I was thinking about. I say this seagrass. But it makes sense. It's logical. Grass, but
you'll need to turn off airplane mode.
oh, thank you for telling me this. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you.
Journey, Beale recommended to Congress that a military fort be established where he crossed the river, stating, "The Indians living in the rich meadowlands are agricultural and consequently peaceable, but they are very numerous. Scattered immigrant parties would offer too strong a temptation for the Indians to withstand." Congress took no action on building a fort, however. A year after Beale came through, the Rose Bailey Party would become the first group of immigrants to attempt to travel the new Beale Wagon Road. Over 4 months, they traveled more than 1,200 miles until they arrived here. On August 27, 1858, a group of Mohave warriors approached the wagons as they were coming down the mountains east of here, bringing corn and melons to sell to the wagon party. They asked if they intended to settle here, and when the Mohave were told no, they were just traveling through, they seemed appeased and even helped the wagons make it down the mountains.
Yeah, it makes sense. When people living in this place centuries, I don't know how long they will living. Maybe it is. It will be good if we will check. What is? Yeah, let's. Yeah, it will be interesting to find out about this, the Mohave tribe. How long they will like living before there? Let's check. One moment. Tribe? Tribe or what? or how to say, because we are talking about California. Native American people indigenous, oh sorry, to the Colorado River in the Mohave Desert. The fourth Mohave Indian Reservation includes territory within the borders of California, Arizona, and Nevada. I want to look a little bit Mohave people, how long they were living there already. Uh, I do not understand a little bit how Mohave people. Lived. You know, when we are talking about empires and stuff like this, usually you can find information about that Greek empire was like existing from this to this year, and Mohave people. Um, the Mohave tribe has inhabited the Colorado River region for centuries. That's what I wanted to find out. The Mohave people have lived along the Colorado River for over 12,000 years. It sounds like a bullshit. Sorry, but I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe it is rude, but 12,000. I mean, who knows? But we do not know what's happened. Like usually, for sure, 12,000 years. Are you serious? It's they call this yellow press. In Russia, you can find believers like Russia exist, not Russia, but yeah, Russia, Rus. It is existing like I don't know, 25,000 years, something like this, something like this. But they talking about archaeological findings indicate that the Mohave developed complex societies with rich traditions and practices long before European contact. Their understanding of the land and its resources allowed them to thrive in an often harsh desert environment. They speak a unique Yaman language. I think any language is unique. Skill farmers utilizing innovation. Yeah. Uh, Fishing played a vital role in their diet. Equal status for men and women. That's what we need to learn from them. Spiritual beliefs centered around the Colorado River. That's what I find interesting. The Mohave spiritual beliefs are deeply intertwined with their relationship to the Colorado River. They were connected with nature, and that's I like. I definitely like this idea when um, they were like spiritual in this way. They view the river as a sacred and central to their existence. It makes sense, completely makes sense. Like, yeah, often celebrating this connection through elaborate, elaborate ceremonies that recount creation myths and ancestral. Yeah, quite fascinating. Cultural hub. Fort Mohave Indian Reserve, cultural hub. Okay. Yeah. Um, Oh, you can find people who had influence. Okay. Still, I didn't find for sure this information how long they will exist, because it looks like there are a lot of speculation about. Because I can say like 12,000, but sorry, it is like difficult to believe 12,000. Like just crazy, like, and what kind of proof do they have? 12,000.
As the wagon party moved closer to the river, though, they started to have more and more issues with the Mohave, as the settlers cut down some of the Mojave's trees, and the Mohave took some of the wagon party's cattle. Cutting down more cottonwood trees to build rafts to cross the river was the final straw, because as the wagons camped here on August 30th, they were attacked by an estimated 300 Mohave warriors.
How do they know all this information? It was documented
The wagon
somewhere?
party mounted a defense, and armed with guns, they were able to hold off the Mohave. The fighting lasted for about 2 hours, and in the end, 8 members of the wagon party were killed and 13 wounded. Most of those killed were women and children. 17 Mohave were killed.
Well,
The wagon party turned around, and rather than trying to cross the Colorado River, they went back the way they had come, going all the way back to Albuquerque. This became known as the
I was in Albuquerque and I found this city interesting because of a quite interesting landscape. I was talking about this many times, and I think in this moment it is a right place to mention this again, because on one side you can find mountains, city itself quite has interesting border, because after this city you can find literally nothing, like just only emptiness, just deserts, that's all, and roads going from the city itself. It is quite fascinating picture. I was stunned when I saw this. I was surprised when I saw this, and it is completely different from what I used to see, because like city, just can you imagine city, on one side you have mountains, on other sides you have like desert. Quite fascinating, and a little bit I don't know, can you say it is romantic? Yes, it is romantic way, but at the same time I don't know. It is strange, really strange, because here in Houston I do not believe that you will find. I mean, like you will ride or like drive, for example, from Houston hours. You will see some, like, yeah, city itself, a lot of highways. There's something, here's something. There you can find manufacturers. There you can find some um, buildings are like belongs to companies like an Amazon, some huge corporations. Yes, it's quite fascinating, I think, but here I don't know, it just immediately like invisible, like fence, invisible wall exists somehow, and they're like, "Phew, that's quite strange." Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Battle of Beale's Crossing. Reports of the attack were covered in newspapers throughout the West, and the American public demanded action. So it was ordered that a fort be established on the Colorado River at Beale's Crossing to protect future wagon trains. That was easier said than done, however. The first group of soldiers that tried to travel here ended up battling.
why? I mean, like, um, it has quite strong waves for the river. Maybe it is not strong, but still it is going. It looks like where this river begins in the mountains. I doubt. I mean, it goes. This Colorado River. It goes all through the country. Yes, but it's crazy.
Battling the Mohave at a place called Beaver Lake in what is now southern Nevada. Even though the Americans held the Mohave off, they realized they were greatly outnumbered and returned to Los Angeles without establishing a fort. Heading up this plateau to the ruins of the fort, and there's the Colorado River below us.
Yeah.
Determined to establish a fort, a few months after getting turned around at Beaver Lake, 600 troops headed up the Colorado River from Fort Yuma to establish a fort here. At first calling it Camp Colorado, and then a few weeks later renaming it Fort Mohave.
It makes sense, but it looks like so empty. I mean, from fort, what can you see here? Just couple, I don't know, stones. That's what left. There was actual buildings. Wow. Wow. I thought that. Yeah, it makes sense. 1, 2. Wow, it's interesting. That makes sense.
There are still quite a few foundations around here. This was definitely.
They're quite in good condition. Really in good condition. This fort. Oh wow, that's fascinating. Quite good quality it was.
Definitely not a tiny fort.
Yeah,
When a group of Mohave chiefs came here to make peace, the Army commander, William Hoffman, gave them a list of demands. There would be no Mohave opposition to the establishment of posts and roads in their country, or attacks on passing immigrant trains. To guarantee future good conduct, he asked for 1 hostage from each of the 6 bands, plus 3 hostages from the group that attacked the Rose Bailey party.
Hostages? I mean, of course it was war. I got it, but it is strange to hear. And thank you, Sam Smith Q said, the desert has an austere beauty. Austerity? Austerity, yeah. Yeah, it looks beautiful. It looks really beautiful. And yeah, I agree with you. Gosh, this foundation quite good in good condition, considering that it was made like hundreds years ago. It is just in amazing condition. But of course, yeah, it is stones. Like it makes sense why it is in such good shape, and I believe they demolished like buildings itself by the I don't know by own.
In addition, he wanted the chief who led the attack on his party at Beaver Lake. The Mohave agreed, and 9 hostages were taken to Fort Yuma. That didn't end the Mohave War, however. 7 of the 9 hostages escaped Fort Yuma, and the other 2 were shot trying to escape. Small Mohave attacks continued. A male party was attacked, a herder was killed, a garden was destroyed. This led to maybe the largest battle to ever take place in this area, the Battle of the Colorado River.
When I hear words battle, usually I used to hear that thousands of people died, or like I don't know, 10,000s, 20,000s, because battle sounds like it is action where involved minimum couple thousands people. Here he said that two people were killed. Here they're like, yes, I have no doubt it was historical, like, but I didn't expect that it will be so low. I was expecting it will be. Number one, I didn't expect at all, but still, when you are using the word battle, I was thinking that, wow, in modern world, let's be honest, uh, just there like exist so many wars around the planet, and they can be killed like much more people, really much more people. Even if we will take a war between Ukraine and Russia, there already was killed like more than 100,000 of people from both sides. And yeah, difficult. Maybe I need to look definition of a word battle. Maybe I do not understand something. Maybe it has like other definition. Battle meaning. Let's look. And by the way, you can support this channel by making Eagle Flying. It is very supportive for me personally. And yes, you can support me on Amazon wishlist. It is quite good idea, and because I have there many books, and yeah, and you can help by leaving a like. Oh my god. Fight or struggle tenaciously to achieve or resist something. No. A battle is a hostile encounter between opposing military forces, sometimes used before another noun. Battle meaning how many people it take. Let's look. For me, interesting how many people can participate in battle. Yes, it looks like um, they're talking about opposing military units. Military units. Considering that there was fighting, of course, people were fighting, but died actually children and women. We can see. I do not see anything about how many people. Yeah, it would be nice if you will find. If you will find this information, it would be nice to see your comments. Mhm. Just random article I found. The random article, or maybe random. Let's. Internet is glitching. One moment, my Google is glitching. I need to wait. Actually, I'm not using Google now. What am I using now? You can see. No, it's is. You can see what I know. It is Microsoft Bean. I was thinking that I changed my not Microsoft. Wow. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
This looks like it might be where the flagpole was. When the flag was first raised here when the fort was established, it was the first time the American flag was raised over Mohave territory. I've seen some historical photos of the fort, and these sidewalks are very prominent in them, but all the buildings are made out of wood, so none of them have survived. It looks like there's a pipe over here. It gets extremely hot in this area, and in the days before air conditioning, it was said that it would get up to 120 degrees inside the buildings.
Just crazy. What pipe can do just in the middle of nowhere? Just crazy.
Standing here, it's not hard to imagine wagons heading down this way to the river in the 1800s. But speaking of the river, real quick, let's get back to the Battle of the Colorado River. Major Lewis Armistead, who was the commander of the fort, had had enough and had sent out patrols to give reprisals. On August 5th, 1859, about 12 miles south of here, Army troops attacked 3 Mohave planting beans, killing one of them. In a short time, a large number of Mohave surrounded the troops. A battle broke out that lasted 30 to 40 minutes before reinforcements arrived that drove the Mohave off. The Mohave regrouped and attacked again, but were quickly dispersed. The army troops began their march back to the fort when they were ambushed again by the Mohave. After about 30 minutes of fighting, Major Lewis Armistead ordered his men to charge, and the Mohave were completely routed.
What is that?
23
It is a fort from the top, I mean like from the sky. This looks interesting.
Mohave warriors were counted dead, though it was estimated that 50
yes,
to
yes.
60 were actually killed. Only 3 American troops were wounded. That was the end of the Mohave War, as afterwards the 50 to 60 were actually killed. Major Lewis Armistead ordered his men to charge, and the Mohave were completely routed. 23 Mohave warriors were counted dead, though it was estimated that 50 to 60 were actually killed. Only 3 American troops were wounded.
Wow.
That was the end of the Mohave War, as afterwards the Mohave sent a spokesman to the fort to ask for peace.
It is sad. What can I say? It is sad. 23 people. Yeah. Still, I cannot say. I mean, it is fight. I cannot call this a war. A war of interest, but at the same time, I mean, it's sad. Yeah, it was their land, and here we are. I don't know. But what can we do? Yes, it is an interesting story. History. This part.
That's
It's not
Spirit Mountain in
story,
the
it's
distance.
history.
That's where the Mohave believe the world was created.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of tile on the ground here.
But still, when we are talking about wars and battles, I usually imagine that it is wars. It is wars. Maybe Europe is quite bloody in many ways, and in Europe the wars going like they're quite terrible, and usually a lot of people dying there. 23, it is a lot. I have, of course, it is terrible tragedy, but at the same time, I was thinking that there will be other numbers. What can I say? but it is part of history which we need to remember about and to know and try to understand uh, all these history. Yeah, just useful to know. Useful.
Some of these blocks still have bolts in them.
It's interesting. Yeah.
This fort was abandoned at the start of the American Civil War, but was reestablished in 1863 and garrisoned by the United States Army until 1890. By that time, the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad was in operation, and most people were traveling through the area by train. The ferry at Beale's Crossing below us remained in use until around World War I.
This music is interesting.
This looks like some kind of pipe,
Yeah.
and there's a really strong oil smell over here, so I don't know if this was used to store oil. We'll take a closer look. If I don't slide down the hill, that
How
is.
can save smell for so long years? How is it possible? It's not raining there at all. Usually rain can I don't know, wipe everything, especially like such stuff like smell of oil after a cup. I don't know, it's just insane. Maybe some people, tourists,
But yeah, there's a
feel that-
really strong oil smell. And looking at the ground here, it looks like there might be oil on the ground. Take a look inside here. But yeah, take a look at the ground here.
Yeah. Looks like some people just spilled there recently. I would not put this as like it was centuries like their oil. This oil, it is just nonsense to believe into this. Maybe some tourists.
Trying to be careful around this thing. I don't want a rattlesnake to pop out at me.
Yeah. Especially
It's hot enough right now where if there's any snakes out, they're going to be in the shade here. Let's take a look from above. So yeah, I think this was probably used to store oil. This is where the water tower once was.
Wow, I love old pictures. Can you imagine all these people who is on these photos? Probably you do not see all of them because of my face. I need to move a little bit myself on the, let's move here just for a while. And here you can see these people, all of them. They they probably do not live. I mean, probably. Who knows? Some of them were immortals. Who knows? But still, majority of them probably died. Wow, that's crazy. I like to watch old photos, and they have like historical place special vibe. And why it has cross there, I don't know why. I don't know what people will do. Like sometimes, like, yeah, you can imagine it as fought, it was fought, or somebody was like he had reasons to press to write this cross, to draw this cross. Maybe I'm I have no idea why, but it's strange. It's really strange. I have so stupid questions, but I don't know. Make no sense. And I like to see now versus then pictures. Yeah, thank you, Lisa Marshall, for telling this because I like this too. Uh, you can compare same city, same country. Yes, like now and then. I did this with some, how would say, cities like Vladivostok, some Chinese cities I was watching, and how they're growing fast, and they have just insanely drastic changes. Moscow I was watching, some majority of cities which I was watching, they are Russian, like comparison, but here Heather was showing, like Steven, he had, and Heather, they have photo of Houston, how it looked a while ago, and it is also quite interesting and cool thing. Yes, might be a landmark location. Maybe, who knows? Like that there like something, I don't know, something. Yes, it is crazy, and they probably, these trees, it is not their natural habitat. These trees, it is something that they planted by themselves in order to have at least a little shade. That's what I'm sure about. What I would love if I would have crazy lot of money, obviously, I would start to plant trees in deserted areas, like America has plenty of them. And yeah, why not? Why not? Because it can change completely environment, and I know that China is doing this. I don't know why America is not doing this, but China, they're like planted, um, like they basically changing their geography, and they're planting like thousands or maybe even millions of trees in order to make their deserts to look differently after decades. And yeah, it makes sense. It makes really sense. Um, okay.
There are what appears to be some older looking bricks over here. It's kind of buried by the hill, but it looks like there was something here at one point. I'm not sure.
Who knows? Maybe it was like first floor where, I don't know, people were cooking, because probably they had kitchens there. They must have had kitchens, because come on, how can you live without um, such wonderful place? Or maybe there was a living room behind these walls, but I do not understand one. These small rocks, they looks like they're there for, I don't know, thousands years, and it is buried. Yeah, interesting thing.
Sure what this would have been used for. In 1890, the fort was transferred to the Office of Indian Affairs, and it was used as a boarding school for Native American children, where the children were forced to only speak English and give up their traditions in order to make them, quote, more American. The school closed during the Great Depression in the 1930s, and the fort wasn't maintained and pretty much just fell apart from there.
Basically, they were forced.
It's somewhat ironic that there's such a great view of Spirit Mountain from up here, where the Mohave believe the world was created. Because for them, this fort is where the world as they knew it ended.
Yeah, it makes sense. And this music being chose, but
So that's our look at Beale's Crossing and the ruins of Fort Mohave. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.
yes, I hope that you enjoy this video with me, because It is historical place. We try to understand today about the Fort Mohave. I think that it was enjoyable. It was interesting. I found a lot today with you, and obviously, I think that sometimes it is useful try to understand a little bit more history. And yes, obviously, um, I had immediately question. I mean, about English itself. What is it? Battle. It is a war between two military units, and here, yes, I think that okay. He said it's battle. That means that it was battle. But I started to doubt myself that my understanding of battles usually it is more like people involved into this. But basically, there was fortress. There was two units, military people. I mean, like campaign. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we can tell that it was a battle. But of course, I found for myself a lot of interesting facts about the Mohave people. I didn't find how long they were living. The yellow press telling like on this place like 12,000 years, but I do not believe that it was like thousands. I'm sure that it's kind of speculation. Maybe centuries, I can believe, but thousands, it is already like nobody will be able to prove this. In some way, I know that like in Russia, you can find some people like to tell that the Rus land. We're calling this Rusland. I don't know. It was existing like thousands years too. Like not 1,000, but like 25,000 or maybe 30,000. They have own. Yeah, you can find that Russia has own calendar, Slavic calendar. I don't know, remember how it's called. But yes, um, if we are talking about the Mohave people, looks like they have own language. The Mohave people, do they live now? Like, or they not the more? How many of them? I want to look. Yes, I want to understand. Today, how many of them in America today? You can see 1,572 individuals. According to the US Census, there are approximately, let's say, yes, 1,500, okay, 1,600 people living on the Fort Mohave Reservation or Trust land. Wow, they're living on this land. Yeah, it is interesting. And wow, quite interesting and uh, thin. Yes, 12 or 15,000 plus thousands people. They live on same territory, and it looks like these people have quite interesting history, own culture, own language. I will not be surprised if many of them, or not many, but some of them, they can speak on language. And obviously I will not be surprised that there they have museum which is helping them to preserve and to save their uniqueness, let's say like it is. But yes, I think that for today it is more than enough. It was nice live stream. I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. Thank you all of you, you're amazing. And you can leave your like, yes, press button with likes, it will be cool. You can leave your comments below about Mohave people. What do you think? Maybe you visited this one of their museums there. Maybe you was passing nearby and you saw this museum by yourself, and yeah, it would be nice to know your opinion. But as for now, I believe in you. Thank you for your support. You are amazing. I'm hugging you, wishing you to be always yourself, and see you next time.